There are four butterflies that I've seen flying around this garden. So if you were feeling that you've been through a certain transformation, you have learned how to fly, and you are out exploring a new world from a new perspective, this is your sign that you're in the right place. My name is Kristen. Welcome to In the Good. And we are here today with another journaling and clarity session. I want to focus on bringing in some insight and connecting to your inner knowing around someone in your life that you're wondering about or that you're curious about. Perhaps it's someone that you are just getting to know, or you've just met, or perhaps you know them for a period of time, but there's something transforming within this relationship with them or this dynamic with them. Perhaps there have been some hidden dynamics, even layers of hidden dynamics, that things are coming out and being revealed. Oh, now I see a hummingbird. Very, very good luck for whatever it is that you're wondering about. That it shall be fulfilling and something very gratifying for you, regardless of the outcome. I think that's the most important thing always, that there's something revitalizing around this wondering of this person. But there can also be a degree of tension and a little bit of anxiety that comes up, and there's always a place of not knowing, that liminal space in between where there's been something, you're somewhere new, but you don't know what's next. So I thought that we could just connect to our own intuition, connect to your inner knowing, because you may have more answers than you think. You may be self-doubting yourself. You may be going into, the drawer of past evidence and pulling out files of old stories and replaying them and trying to convince yourself, well, this is what happened in the past, or, I didn't pay attention to red flags in the past. I've had this pattern in the past, but, like the butterfly, has been through that transformation process, which can be challenging, wriggling out of that cocoon. You have done a certain amount of personal growth and self-realization, self-discovery, and healing work that has brought you to a place where you're this a version of yourself that is the most clear, the most attuned, the most grounded than you have ever been before. And that's true regardless about anybody or anything else. But I think it would be fun to get into a little bit of a trance state and write and see what your body wants to say, what your heart wants to say. What is it that you already know, regardless of the timeline, and whether it's the timeline you want, or what are some insights that you can give yourself? So let's take a seat back. I'm going to bring in a flower essence. You can feel your butt on the seat or whatever surface it's on. Maybe you feel your back rubbing against whatever texture is on the chair. Take a look around you. Breathe. You might want to touch your heart or your belly. And I want to bring in my friend Lavender Rose from my flower essence collection to be with us as we deeply breathe and begin to tap into that inner knowing. Begin to tap into our own hidden places that we want to explore. And Lavender Rose is connected to the third eye and our place of intuition, of connecting to the source of our own intuition, of connecting into psychic ability in a way that is productive and grounded, not grasping for answers, but tuning into what we know, what we know, what we know in a way that's not about instant gratification, but about calm and trusting ourselves and knowing that we're on the right path and we're okay. And whatever it is, who it is you're wondering about, it's all unfolding in the timeline and in the way it absolutely should be for the greatest good of everybody involved. And before we go into our journaling journey, I'm just going to read a little bit of Rumi. The Sunrise Ruby. In the early morning hour, just before the dawn, lover and beloved awake and take a drink of water. She asks, "Do you love me or yourself more?" Really, tell the absolute truth. He says, "There's nothing left of me. I'm like the ruby held up in the sunrise. It is still a stone or a world made of redness. It has no resistance to the sunlight. Submit to a daily practice. Your loyalty to that is a ring on the door. Keep knocking, and the joy inside will eventually open a window and look out to see who's there." Have a beautiful journey, and I will see you on the other side for our integration. Welcome back, journey travelers. Take a moment to slowly stop writing the last few words. If you're just going, feel free to pause this video and I will see you when you're ready. And if you're finished, just take a deep breath, feeling your body in the chair, closing your journal for now, thanking the presence of the lavender rose for activating your intuition. And maybe you can lie back down or sit and relax or begin to organize whatever you're going on to in the next part of your day and just enjoy the transition between time for the self, and hopefully you feel energized to what you're going to next. Something that came up for me was this feeling of, without words, knowing how another person feels, that it's not about everything that's said. It's the feeling that you get from them. It's the feeling that you feel around them. And it's having a quiet understanding that can even transcend words. So maybe that's something that resonates with some of you. For integration, I'm going to pull one oracle card. So please like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying these types of videos. I would love for you to be a part of the community where we are all about intentional living and figuring out what being in the good means for you. Because sometimes the good stuff can also be the sticky stuff, can also be the butterfly transformation stuff, but it's part of life, a part of you. All right, grab this one. So it's trust yourself, number 4. 4, you know, to me, is such a stable number, a number of abundance, a number of being protected and guided. Knowing that your protection and your guidance comes from completely trusting, really trusting yourself, trusting what your gut is saying, trusting what you're feeling without necessarily having to overanalyze and get into tons of words and have somebody else overanalyze it and get into a monologue. Of course, sometimes getting into a monologue can be fun too, but I think it's the balance. It's that interplay. And it's just about knowing that somebody is feeling you without having to say everything. And then you give them the same in return. We even have the butterfly here right at, the third eye. So we end with where we started with a transformation has occurred in your ability to really trust your intuition, to be with yourself, to trust what you know that you know that you know, right? How we said in the beginning. And if you don't know, that is also the sweet spot of mystery, where you can imagine and dream, and where there are possibilities and opportunities that lie, perhaps with someone else, that could be quite surprising and be unrecognizable and what you desire in the most beautiful way. So I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye.